Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome on into another top 10 video. Today, I figured that we would sit down and take a look at the top 10 DC direct-to-consumer sets that I would like to see LEGO do this year. We do know of one set that is going to be coming later on this year. I'm not sure if it's a summer release or a fall release, but it is set number 76240, and this is going to be retailing for, I think it's 200 USD, it might be 250, I'm not 100% sure on the price. But I'm very interested to see and talk about what that could be. A lot of times I have all these ideas to do top 10 lists and do prediction videos before these sets are actually revealed, and then the news comes out. So I figured I would jump the gun here. I would come out and talk about the top 10 ones that I would like to see before it actually gets revealed, because I want to do that before the Daily Bugle and the Marvel CMF series, all these things. So anyways, but I do want to start and talk about one thing, and this is actually because I know I'm going to get comments about it. This isn't on the list, but the Bat Ski Boat from Batman Returns. I don't think that they would be doing that set this year because that movie came out in 1992, Batman Returns. So if they were going to do an anniversary set like they did for 89, I don't think they would do it on the off year. I just think that it would be next year if there was going to be one with the Danny DeVito Penguin and the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. I 100% think that is going to happen, and I think that's the most logical vehicle. We already have the other Batmobile, so it'd be kind of weird, I think, to have this. But speaking of Batmobiles, on spot number 10, I think that this is what a lot of people are thinking that it is, and I had to write it in here. I don't particularly want it, but I just know that I'm going to get comments if I don't include it, and that is the 1966 Batmobile. I personally would prefer the helicopter. I think that would be really neat. I did do that April Fool's video that some people still think is actually coming, but I think that that would be really neat. We would have a Batmobile on shelves, we would have a Batwing on shelves, and a Bat helicopter. I think that would be really neat. Honestly, I think that would be something unique as well, just to have 3 different Bat vehicles on shelves. It'd be pretty special, and you could get Robin in that, which would explain why he wasn't in the other set. So anyways, moving on, this is one that I really want, but I don't think will happen because of something that we're going to be getting very soon, and that spot number 9 is the Daily Planet. I would love sets not based off of Batman, but specifically the Daily Planet. I've always loved that building design over the Daily Bugle, specifically because we are getting the Daily Bugle soon. There's no way that they're going to have 2 competing newspaper companies, buildings that are both tan, that are both tall, that are both, you know what I mean? But I just would love that. I think that it's more and better looking with the planet on the top. It could spin, it could pop off. You could get so many amazing Superman villains that we've never gotten before. We've gotten, like, not even a handful of Superman villains. There are so many more than we need to get, which is something that you'll see consistent with this list. Next up, we have spot number 8, and this is an Arkham Asylum. Now, I personally am not at all opposed to getting another Arkham Asylum. Obviously, I would pick the other things on the list here, but if this was to be an Arkham Asylum, it has been a long time since we've gotten one. The last official direct-to-consumer Arkham Asylum that we got was back in 2013, so I wouldn't mind another one. The Lego Batman movie one doesn't count. It wasn't a direct-to-consumer. It was a retail exclusive, so I would love to get an Arkham Asylum. Base it off the Arkham games for an anniversary or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, I think that would be fantastic. I would be beside myself if anything on this list or that anything in the future is related to the Arkham series. I would love it. Absolutely love it. I think that you could include some really cool references in the set regardless to those games in this, even if it wasn't based off of the Arkham games. Just a thought that I had. Next up, spot number 7, the Flash Museum. And again, another one that I know I would get comments about. I don't think that this would happen, unfortunately. I just don't think that the Flash has enough draw to bring people in to buy a big set for $200 that would be a Flash Museum. It'd be really colorful. It'd be really neat. It'd be so cool to maybe get like a Flash statue or something like that on the outside. And think of the villains that you can get in here. We, again, have only gotten such a small amount of the Flash's amazing and colorful rogues gallery. He has so many amazing villains that we still have yet to get. I really wish and hope that some point they turn away from Batman, or at least go grab Mirror Master, bring him on in here. I think that would be so cool to get. Next up here is spot number 6. We have Wayne Manor, and I think that Joker Manor doesn't count, if I'm being honest. I really just want a Wayne Manor, and I think that that would interest a lot of people. You could have a part of the Batcave underneath there. I'm thinking something in line with literally in line with what we just got with the Chamber of Secrets. I think that would be a perfect way to do that, where you could maybe break it off and move all the rooms around. I think that's a perfect example of what that could work like. And you could even have like a little clock removal feature, like it slides to the side and then there's the slide, just like the Chamber of Secrets. I think that is a perfect model of what we need to get for a Wayne Manor. I think that would be fantastic. Next up, spot number 5, I do have to include another vehicle, because supposedly the rumor over on Eurobricks is that it is a Batman vehicle, and this is one that I would love, and it would be a Batman the Animated Series Batmobile. Again, maybe it's too similar to the Tim Burton one that is actually on shelves now with the 89 Batman, but I would love this. Think of the characters that we can get in here. They did that amazing partnership with Lego DC Supervillains, with the Batman the Animated Series, having that DLC, designing all those characters. I know it's different team and everything between TT Games and Lego, but just seeing those characters come to life in Lego form, I would love to get. It was the birth of Harley Quinn, one of the biggest DC characters, and I just think that it needs love. Next up here, we have spot number 4, and this is one that, to me, it's not necessarily too interesting. I think I would prefer the following one, but this is the Hall of Justice. I like the design of the building. I've seen a lot of mocks and cool things like that used to build the Hall of Justice, and I've also seen like it's appeared in a couple of other like movies and things like that, the direct-to-DVD movies. So I personally would prefer this next one, just because even the characters that you would include in here would be more of the classic characters. I don't really think that you would get anyone too special and new and more modern like this next one, which is the Watchtower. I think that the Watchtower would be great. I have zero clue how you would go about doing a space station like that that's so tall, but I think that I would absolutely love to get that. It has been years, specifically since we've gotten Martian Manhunter, and there's so many other DC superheroes that we could get in here for the first time that I just think would fit more with that, since it's more of a modern location, if that makes sense. I know that the Hall of Justice is like what everyone thinks is actually their base on Earth, and they don't want them to be scared or whatever that they're actually spying on them in space, yada yada yada. But I just think would be such a unique build in comparison to just a white building, if that makes sense. Next up is spot number 2. This should have been the Lego Batman movie D2C. This is the Fortress of Solitude. Oh my goodness, imagine if that was back then the Fortress of Solitude D2C. I know that I don't actually think that this is going to be happening this year, but I love just the look of it. I would just be so excited to get a Superman base set, a non-Batman base set, which is, I think, something that you could see here with most of the things that are on this list. I would just be beyond amazed to get so many characters there that could be from Superman and its lore, and oh my goodness, you could even bring back old characters that you've done already. You could do Brainiac, and Lex would be there and things like that, but I'm thinking Doomsday would be so neat to get. Bring back Darkseid or something. I don't know, I'm just saying, I think that would be so cool to have in the Fortress of Solitude. Last up here, this is my number. Whenever somebody asks me if you could have one DC set, what would it be? It is this, because it could bring us characters we've never gotten before. Number 1 here is the Hall of Doom. It should have been a D2C to coincide with Lego DC Supervillains. That is my favorite Lego game. It is the, I think, pinnacle of Lego games in terms of gameplay, in terms of the story, integrating the customize your own character directly into the story, the world. It's just fantastic. I think that overall it's the most solid Lego game, and I think that it was so well received as well. And I think with this, imagine the characters that you could get in here. So many characters that we've been waiting for, that from the Legion of Doom we could get. Specifically, it's in a swamp. I am thinking Solomon Grundy, number 1 priority there. And then characters like maybe Black Adam or a couple of those other Flash villains that I've mentioned, Metallo, other Superman villains that we could be getting in there, Livewire, Toyman, maybe Giganta, tying into what I said last week with my other top 10 video. But I think that there's a lot of fun characters that could be included there that we've never gotten before, like the ones that I've mentioned here. And there's so many like obscure ones that aren't big names to hold their own on a set against like a Batman or something like that that they could include in there to get for the first time. I think it would be so fun. I really do. But anyways, everyone, what do you think of my top 10 list here of DC D2Cs? And I personally would love it if one of these were selected. I know there's a couple of here that don't necessarily have any chance at all of making it, but I really would love to see some of these things. I think that a lot of people would as well. And I just wish that they moved away from Batman beating it over and over and over again on the head. Oh, please move away from it. Do something special. Do something outside of Batman. And I'm just so jealous when I look at Marvel this year and I see the 30 plus sets. I see the CMF series, the Advent calendar, the D2C that's a location based. And I'm like, I wish that this could have been something for DC, just a sliver of that. It's the 15-year anniversary of DC, technically. Lego Batman came out in 2006, making it this year the 15-year anniversary. And if you want to get technical, the sets launched in December of 2011, making it the 10-year anniversary of Lego DC superheroes. And we're just forgetting about that. It's very frustrating as a DC fan to be sitting here and watching all these other themes get all this love. Everyone complains about, oh, look at this theme. It's got arm printing and leg printing and new molds. Why can't they do this for Star Wars or Marvel? You have no idea what DC is going through if you're still complaining about that after the amount of sets and new characters that Star Wars and Marvel get each year. But anyways, everyone, I hope that you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope that you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.